Hi, today I want to illustrate about those decision makers overall, the percentage wise about when they make a decision. Total about the fundamental concept for the TSS, ENS and RSMS. We're gonna cover them up. Okay. Overall, we have with the law. I think before we go to the migration law, let's talk about the breakdown those boundaries. We have a civil law. I mean, everyone does know. It's a civil or criminal. We just that is overlapping area, but that's sometimes I get confused. But civil, it's all about the liability. Okay, criminal, guilty or not guilty. All right, but evidence-wise about when it comes with it, civil it's all about the preponderance. What's the preponderance? You probably heard about. You have seen it many times about someone. The holding those scale. Who has about the 51%, the other one got the 49%. It all matters. Evidence-wise, which comes the heavier than the other one. But criminal is different actually. Criminal it's all about the beyond reasonable doubt. It's all about it's a bit harder to actually put the percentage on it. But if you ask me to put on, generally we're talking about the 5%. Or this fancy solista or barista try to talk nicely and they spend hours and also thousands, hundred thousands, or sometimes spending about over $1 million to increase this 5 to extra 1% to make about the turn to 6%. Because when you got a 6%, you breaking out about those beyond the reasonable doubt, and instead of to become a guilty, not guilty. What it got to do with the Department of Immigration migration decision? Okay, now get to the bottom line. Okay, look, the other day I was looking about overall about the Department of Immigration. Okay, Department of Immigration. Department of Immigration decision, just generally. I'll say about that they're looking at the more likely beyond the reasonable doubt. 5%, up to 5%, if you put about for example, you provide about some of them document the formal work experience, maybe not exactly the match to the NJ scope, the document, but it's okay. But as long as if you have this kind of the scope, possibly generally okay. But as long as you hit about the more than 6% plus, you own this category actually. It's quite opposite to the criminal the law cases. So what I'm trying to say, when you generate about those beyond the reasonable doubt on your visa case for TSS or general business sponsorship visa, TSS, ISMS or ENS, that kind of the category, your visa will get rejected. I'm gonna repeat again. Those percentage, when you hit exceeding about those beyond the reasonable doubt, your visa has a very high probability to get rejected. It's like, for example, generally about a lot of people commonly mistake about the employment letter, or when you're providing about the information for the genuine position. Think about it about the org chart, organization chart. It's just sometimes people get confused between small scale and the nature of the business. When the scale, I understand about generally about the trading position, your scale would be very small. But however, don't get confused with the nature of the business. If you can't prove your nature of the business for the nomination, based on the genuineness, visa will get rejected. Let's say about you focus on the nature of the business, because of the nature of the, let's step at the food and hospitality industry. It's a very, very general, and certainly about you try to convince about the Department of Immigration for those structure-wise, you need a certain position for it. If you can't meet those certain scale, you will get rejected. From here, we also can break it down about the past, present, and also future tense. It's kind of the teaching English, but it's not. It's a past is one thing, and also present is another. And when you present, depends on how you play with the past, present, future. Sometimes people kick in with the business plan, And sometimes people just, in terms of the overall performance, they tweak around to somehow link to the past and also future tense, which again about the link to the business plan. It came up with a very different outcome at the end, depending on how you put things together and what kind of the word put things together. Again, evidence-wise, it's a very similar